I hate to break it to you, but the cost of living in Hawaii is not getting any cheaper. And I'm not just saying that because my bills have gone up or we're about to hit summertime and things are getting a little bit hotter. I'm actually going to show you that Hawaiian Electric is increasing their rates. I'm going to show you all that. We're going to talk about the cost of buying, the cost of renting, how much cars cost. We're going to go through a lot of the cost of living out here in Hawaii is 2022 and beyond right now. What's going on? Welcome to the Living in Hawaii channel. If you are new here, this channel is all about what it's like to live in Hawaii, to eat, sleep, play, breathe, the up, down, left, and right. Everything that you need to know about living in Hawaii. If you're not new here, welcome on back. Make sure you all hit that like button. It's going to help anybody else be able to find these helpful videos. Hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so that you get notified anytime that I upload a new video on this channel. And look, we get so many people reaching out, shooting us a text, sending us a DM, email. Some people are even skipping all that and going right to the link down in the description below and scheduling their Zoom appointment with us. And you can do the same thing. All right, however you want to get a hold of us, we got your back when it comes to living in Hawaii. Like I was saying in the beginning, these things are going up, right? We all know that inflation is happening and it's been crazy in 2022, but there's just things that are really going up. The cost of fuel is going up, right? All these things are happening, and so that's what we're going to cover. I'm going to show you these things. I'm going to show you my electric bill that we just got this past month. I'm going to show you my water bill. I'm going to provide you the information and the data so that you are aware of how much it really costs to live out here in Hawaii. And like we said, it's pretty comparable to the likes of California, more comparable to the likes of Southern California, LA, San Diego areas. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to dive into all these topics. Hit this a few times on this channel, but we're updating this because these things have just changed dramatically. And so basically you have Hawaiian Electric out here, all right? And that's your only option unless you're getting solar, and then you still have to deal with Hawaiian Electric. But basically they have monopolized the electric out here. I know in certain states that you can really shop it, like in Georgia you can shop it, in Texas you can shop it, right? And you can see who's going to give you the best rates. So if you don't already know, Hawaii actually has the most expensive electric in the company. It was at 35 kilowatts per hour as the most expensive in the country, in the nation. That's crazy, right? So a lot of people out here really do have solar. And now you got to consider the cost of solar, getting approved for all that, right? How much do you need for your household size and whatnot? So HECO came out recently. My wife actually got the email saying that your electric bill was going to be going up. All right, they said anywhere on Oahu, anywhere from 10 to 20%, and they said Kauai and Maui specifically around 20% increases. Let's go ahead and look at this article right here by Hawaii News Now, talking more about that. So here's the article by Hawaii News Now, and you can see the headline right there. It says HECO, H-E-C-O, that is Hawaiian Electric Company. All right, it says power bills in Hawaii could soar by up to 20% with rising price of fuel. So yeah, like right there, the fuel is having a direct impact on how much it's costing us with electric. Let's read some more into the article. Looking further into the article, and you can see that it's dated March 10th of 2022 right there in the top. But it says with oil prices rising, expect your electricity bill to go up too. That's the message from Hawaiian Electric, which is forecasting that Oahu customers could see their residential bills rise by about 10% in the next several months amid the ongoing Ukraine crisis and inflation. Hawaii Island and Maui County customers will see bills rise by an estimated 20%. And you can see this quote right here. The increases we're anticipating are more abrupt than we've seen before, and on top of the inflation we've all experienced in the recent months, I know they will impact the budgets of many households, said Joe Viola, Senior Vice President of Customer, Legal, and Regulatory Affairs. Down here at the bottom, you can see a little bit more that says HECO said the formula for rates is regulated by the Public Utilities Commission and includes fuel costs that fluctuate with world markets. Hawaiian Electric said it makes no profit on the fuel used to generate electricity. So without further ado, what was my electric bill in this past month? So as of April 25th, 2022, we've got this big electric bill right here. So this is the previous months, right? And we're starting to get warmer outside and hotter, which means in certain areas of the island, our electric bills, especially where I live down in Ewa, are going to be battling the sun a lot more versus maybe some of the windward side, right? Even somebody left a comment in one of my recent videos like, I've never turned on my AC. For you, that's amazing if you never have to turn on your AC. There are parts of the island where you never have to run your AC. my household size, I got a wife and 2 kids and 2 dogs. I can't hotbox the house just to save money, right? It's not just about me. Well, I don't mind sitting here sweating, right, and making these videos and sweating. I've got kids and other people to think about. So without further ado, though, as you can see right here, $485. I'm trying to get that not blurry for you, but $485.61 on that electric bill. So that is the most recent one. All right, that is no like crazy small thing, right? That's car payments for a lot of people, and I'm not saying like we do need to cut down, right? We need to cut down a little bit. Maybe I should hotbox the house. I'm just kidding, can't do that. But we gotta be more cognizant of like fans, lights, things like that are constantly using electric, especially when you're looking at bills like $485.61, right? And we have a basic, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house kind of thing. So electric bills are going up, and this is definitely something you got to account for when you're talking about the cost of living in Hawaii. Now, electric is one of the bills that can really like make or break your monthly budget. But when we talk about these other ones, if you have gas, some people still have gas appliances in their house. Some people prefer that, and that's okay. Usually gas bills are going to run you anywhere from $25 to $50 depending. I don't have gas appliances, so I haven't had one in a long time. That when I lived in a smaller apartment by myself, I did, and that was what it usually ran me. But with fuel prices going up and inflation, I would say plan for around a $50 to $75 electric bill. I'm sorry, gas bill. All right, when it comes to water, right, you got to pay for that too, water and sewer. Now, what does that look like? Well, here's my water bill. Let me show you what my water bill looks like. And remember, it's my wife and my 2 boys. So basically a household of 4, right? And here's what our water bill is looking like as of last month, $140 on our water bill. So $140 plus our $485 electric bill right there on our utilities. We're over $600 on our utilities, right? So these things start to add up. These things really start to add up, and something that you really got to plan for. Now, when you have a smaller, like if you're a single individual and you're living in a small condo in Waikiki or a smaller townhome kind of thing, your bills may not be as near the amount of mine. We got to consider family size, household size, and the size of your home when you're playing a factor. Just know that these things are going up, and it's definitely something to account for. Are there any other utilities you got to consider? Your internet. I mean, everybody has internet these days, well, for the most part. And so basically, $60 to $80 for your internet, depending on the service. Spectrum is a big one out here. Hawaiian Telcom is another one that's big out here. So consider those, or you can just basically use your cell phone provider and just go ahead and roll it all into one bill. So those are some of the other utilities to think about. You all know that vehicles aren't getting any cheaper either, right? And then we had this chip shortage, and then like supply and demand issues. This really all goes back to basic economics of supply and demand when we're talking about houses, cars, these types of things, right? And we didn't have any chips for cars, the microchips. So what happens? Dealerships don't have as many vehicles on the lot. They're driving their prices up because lots of people are getting lower rates, or they have the funds and they want to go ahead and buy a vehicle. Supply and demand, basic economic stuff happening, right? I actually am going to show you what's going on out here in Hawaii specifically because, right, we are on an island and there's really no manufacturers out here. So let's pull this up and let's show you some of these cars. So what you're looking at right here is a screenshot from a Toyota dealership, serve code Toyota. I'm not knocking them. I love me a 4Runner, a Tundra, a Tacoma, right? But I just wanted to give you an example of what's going on here. And so you can see right here with some of these cars, trucks that look at this 4Runner right here in the middle. You got a 4Runner with 2,986 miles, and it's giving you a finance payment estimate of $913 a month. All right, even the truck next to it, which is a Chevy, is a $972 payment a month. And if you go all the way to the right and you're looking at that, you're looking at $852 a month. So all these things are really starting to compile together. If you're doing the math over there while you're watching this video, then you're just going, wow, his electric bill, his water bill, we just talked about internet prices, and I do have a car payment. I don't have one of these cars. I have a Hyundai Tucson. It's leased and it's newer. So that's roughly another 400 plus. So these things are starting to add up, right? It's starting to get hefty, and these are things that you got to plan for, and you may have all these grand ideas, and it's just not feasible. So living more modest, or maybe not bringing all the things that you think you need, or bringing some of the things you think you do need, are going to help you out. When it comes to schools, right, we're talking about schooling. So if you have little ones, right, we're going to talk about preschool, and if yours are going into high school, or you're getting right around that high school age, you're looking at private schools, we're going to talk about how much those cost. But let's go back to the little ones, right, because I have a 10 and a 3 at this time, and my 3-year-old is going to be starting preschool here pretty soon. And what does that look like? Well, if you apply for some of these preschools, my oldest actually went to this same preschool, but there's one of the most popular ones out here is called Seagulls Preschool. Seagulls Preschool, depending on which one you're looking at, there's several different locations like Ko'olina, Kapolei, Eva. There's, I believe there's one in Kaneohe as well. They're all around. All right, Seagulls general tuition rate is above $1,000 a month, okay, for preschool. And when you're doing that full time, it's pretty much a 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Drop off and pickup for whenever you can, right? They don't have to stay the whole time, but they're allowed to depending on which one it is that you have. Now, they do also have things that you can apply for tuition assistance, which you may qualify. Back when my 10-year-old, right, we're way beyond those years now, but when my 10-year-old was in preschool and I wasn't where I am today, and I was more, broke Joe with a kid, I applied and I got 90% tuition assistance, so I ended up paying roughly $140 a month, I believe it was, something around there. For the preschool. So I was super thankful for that to help me with those types of things. Now, you may not qualify, and like I said, that general admission is going to be right around $1,000 a month, probably even a little bit more now. If your kids are around that high school age, and a lot of parents, if they can, they will, and if they have the capacity to do so, they'll send their kids to private school. Hawaii education, just being honest, and this is all public knowledge and out there for you, we do not have the highest rankings in the nation for education. All right, so a lot of parents will elect to send their kids to private schools if it's within their capabilities to do so. So how much does that cost? Let's pull this up and show you. What you're looking at right here is from Punahou. Punahou is one of the more prominent private schools out here on the island of Oahu. And a lot of parents would love for their kids to go to Punahou. And you can look at this yourself right there on punahou.edu. If you go to the admissions tab and you click tuition. Right here, you can see that the tuition for 2022-2023 school year for kindergarten through grade 12, I said high schools earlier, but Punahou is for K through 12. Tuition for that year, or for the year coming up, is $28,960. That is essentially college tuition. So that can be pretty hefty if you're trying to get your kids into Punahou. And like I said, if you're at the capacity and you can do those types of things, power to you, right? And enjoy. That's awesome, right? Not everybody can. And so a lot of people defer to the public school system because the private schools out here can get pretty hefty depending on which one. You got several different options. Like I said, Punahou is one of the most attractive ones that a lot of parents would love to send their kids to school to. So schools out here, another cost that you definitely have to account for. What is the average cost to rent? I'm looking to move to Hawaii and I want to rent for my first 6 months, maybe a year, depending, right? And to see like, okay, at that time, maybe housing prices go down, maybe they won't, maybe I'll regret not buying, and maybe I'll regret putting money into somebody else's pocket, but I want to get my feet wet and really understand the island and the the communities, right? This is very typical, and we have another video on this channel that explains what it's really like to rent in Hawaii, the cost breakdown and everything like that. You can go check that out. But what is the average cost to rent? I've got data right here from the MLS as a real estate agent out here. I can pull up this data and I can show it to you. So let's go ahead and check this out. What you're looking at right here is the average cost of rent, not the median. This is the average cost of rent. All right, and this is as of March 2022, and this encompasses the entire island of Oahu, okay? This is all single-family home condominiums, all bundled into one as far as rent, and you can see that it says $2,569, and where it says plus 13.1%. So over the last 3 months, rent has gone up. The average cost to rent has gone up 13.1% over the last 3 months, which you see the 3 months in the top right. The 1 year does not apply to this. That has nothing to do with this. That's actually the line graph on the side. But you're looking at 3 months right there, and it says $2,569 is the average cost of rent, with a increase of 13.1% over the last 3 months. So that's, again, for all single family homes and condos. It is very area dependent, and if you're looking at like a studio in Waikiki, you may be looking around $1,800 to $2,000, right? If you're looking at a general 3-bed 2-bath townhome, it could be anywhere from $2,500 to $3,200 depending on the community, the area, the building, all these types of things. And when you're talking about $2,500 in rent, you're probably going to have your first month's rent, your security deposit, right? So you're looking at $5,000 just to get in the door. And then when this thing starts to add up over time, it's going to start to get pretty hefty. So that's going to be your average cost to rent. So the cost to rent is crazy, right? Over $2,500. That's the average. So what's the average cost to buy a home then? Maybe I should just go right into buying a home. So we're going to pull up the data here. I'm going to show you all single family homes and condos. We're going to look at just condo townhomes, and we're going to look at just single family homes on our average. This data right here is showing you the average cost to purchase a home. All right, right here on the island. This is single family homes, condo townhomes, all mixed into one. And this is as of March 2022. And again, same thing over the last 3 months. So what you're looking at right here is an average of $892,716. And over the last 3 months, that is an increase of 14.9% of average sales price of homes. So like I was saying, that encompasses all single family homes and condo townhomes on the island of Oahu to give you that amount. Does that mean you need $850,000 to purchase a home? No. All right, there are plenty out there depending on your lifestyle needs and things like that. There are plenty out there that are way less, all right, and there are plenty out there that are way more. So that is just the average. Let's go ahead and look at the condo townhome data. Now we're looking at the condo townhome data. This is just condo townhomes. And if you're not aware, out here in Hawaii, we label everything that isn't single family home, land, or commercial condos. And then if it is a townhome, then we just kind of umbrella it. But wanted to keep the data the same across the board. So as of March 2022, with the same 3 months that we were looking at, $609,592. And over the last 3 months, that is a positive increase of 15% on the average sales price, $609,592. So again, condo townhomes. Does that mean you need $609,000 to purchase a condo townhome? No. Really depends on the area, the community, right? HOA fees are going to play a huge factor into that as well. So there are some that are a lot less, right? And depends. Like I can tell you right now, if you're looking for just a beach condo and you want to get a beach condo on the beach in Makaha, there's some over there for $250,000, $300,000. All right. And they are like just beautiful little 1 bedroom, 1 bath out there and literally on the beach. Okay. There's some in Waikiki, similar. But there's also townhomes right here in Ocean Point and Eva Beach that are hitting the $700,000 mark. So you're getting a 3, 2.5, and maybe 1,100 to 1,300 square feet. So, like I said, as a real estate agent, I'm diving into this data all the time and trying to make sure that you are aware of what's going on here. But let's look at the single family home data. And here we go with the consistency in the data of the 3 months, March 2022. You can see that the single family home average sales price is $1,420,992. And over the last 3 months, that is a 22% increase on the average sales price. Pretty nuts, right? 1.4 million. Do you need 1.4 million to buy a house? No, you don't. You don't. There are houses out there, depending on the area and the community, that are within the $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 range. It really depends on the area. Really, really depends. Like here on this little island, communication really does matter, and I'm available all the time. But community matters, and so it really depends on the community that you're looking in and where that single family home is going to be. So do you need 1.4 million to buy a single family home? No, not necessarily. Would 1.4 million be a great budget for you to have a lot of options? Yes, 100%. And are there more up there? Yes, I believe the most expensive listing in the MLS right now is around 25 or 27 million. All right. So that is going to be all of the data for you to understand the cost of living if you're thinking about renting, buying, and what that kind of looks like. And you can reach out and we talk more about that. I've given you a ton. I've even showed you my bills, right? And what I've got to deal with. And so tons of things happening there. If you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out. We said this in the beginning that we do. We talk to tons of people every single day and we absolutely love it. People are always reaching out, shooting me a text, sending me a DM, sending me an email, scheduling their Zooms with us down in the description below. However you want to get a hold of us, we got your back when it comes to living in Hawaii. If you haven't made it this far and you haven't already hit the like button, please do so. It's going to help anybody else be able to find these helpful videos. Hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so that you get notified anytime that I upload a new video on this channel. We got tons of other information on this channel. If you want to see the communities, we're out there in the communities doing these vlog tours so that you can see the houses, you can see the communities, and you can get the best feel possible for you making that move and really trying to pinpoint the areas that are best for your lifestyle. All those videos and more are going to start popping up for you right now.